No team has been willed to stay in the top flight by the general public as much as Blackpool were during the 10-11 season. Playing a fearless, attacking brand of football saw them slaughtered most weeks, but it also earned them some spectacular wins over Newcastle, Spurs and Liverpool, home and away. Despite battling against the Premier League who told them which team to pick, apparently sending out Jason Ewell, Marlon Harewood and Brett Ormerod together was worthy of a fine, Ian Holloway somehow almost kept them up, with a 4-2 loss at Old Trafford on the final day of the season, relegating them 2 points shy of safety. Let's see what the class of 2011 are up to. Matt Gilks. Matt Gilks had spent most of the season battling with Richard Kingston for a spot between the sticks, a man with a grand total of 5 Premier League appearances across his 3 previous years in the top flight. Gilks made 18 appearances and was a virtual ever-present for Blackpool for the next 3 seasons in the Championship. He returned to the Premier League with Burnley in 2014, never played a league game for them, and signed for Rangers in 2016. Wes Fotheringham's good form forced Gilks out of the club after 6 months, signing for Wigan in January 2017, and then Scunthorpe 6 months later. The man has basically spent the last year living out of a suitcase. His poor wife. Stephen Craney. Stephen Craney walked out on Blackpool in 2013 after 6 years, putting pen to paper on a deal at Wigan Athletic. He endured one forgettable season with the Lannics before signing for Fleetwood Town. He spent the 15-16 season with AFC Fylde, a club notable for winning the West Lancashire League 4 times in a row. That's not notable. At the age of 36, the former Scotland international is currently an academy coach with Fleetwood. Neil Eardley. The fact that Blackpool stuck with basically the same back four that got them promoted was an admirable, if financially necessary, quality. It was also the reason they conceded 78 goals. Neil Eardley was another Blackpool stalwart, having joined in the summer of 2009 from Oldham. He left Blackpool in 2013, signing for Birmingham City. During his 3 seasons at the club, they led him onto the pitch just 14 times. He spent last season struggling to break into the teams of both Hibernian and Northampton Town. At the age of 28, I hate to say it, Neil, but I don't think he'll be back on Match of the Day anytime soon. Ian Evatt. Ian Evatt was an ever-present for Blackpool during the 10-11 season. Just don't remind me of that final day own goal at Old Trafford. And it came as a shock when he found himself on the release list during that summer of 2013, when Paul Ince took a sledgehammer to half the squad. The 35-year-old has spent the last 4 years in a second spell with Chesterfield. Alex Baptiste. Yeah, another one who was kicked out the door in 2013. What a manic summer that was at Bloomfield Road, when most of the squad were swept out the door without a second's thought. After 5 years, the left back was allowed to join Bolton Wanderers upon the expiration of his contract. He made 43 appearances for them before joining Blackburn on loan the following season. A move to Middlesbrough followed in July 2015, but as luck would have it, he sustained a double leg fracture 5 days after signing the contract. He spent last season on loan at Preston and is currently waiting to see if he has any future under Gary Monk. Keith Southern. If you're looking for Blackburn veterans, look no further than Keith Southern. He spent a decade at the club, with it all having started with an innocuous loan deal back in 2002. He moved to Huddersfield in the summer of 2012, probably having smelt the danger that loomed on the horizon. He was released 2 years later and slowly started to trickle down the football pyramid, taking in short-lived spells with both Fleetwood and then Shrewsbury, before hanging up the boots in the summer of 2015. The Gateshead-born former midfielder currently works for Radio Lancashire. David Vaughan. Blackpool fans will probably remember David Vaughan with great fondness. Newcastle fans definitely won't, after he pinged one into the top corner to send Paolo Di Canio herring down the touchline at St James's Park. That was Vaughan's finest moment in a Sunderland jersey, spending 3 years there between 2011 and 2014. The former Real Sociedad man spent the last 3 years in Nottingham Forest, where he probably thought he'd be fighting for promotion, and not stuck in another relegation battle. Charlie Adam. The star man who had half the Premier League salivating over his delicious free kicks. His set piece at Old Trafford even gave the Seasiders hope of pulling off the impossible. However, everybody soon wisened up and remembered that he was, after all, a Rangers reject, when he lasted just 1 season at Liverpool. He spent the last 5 years at Stoke City, making 150 appearances and scoring 20 goals. Thibaut Courtois still has PTSD flashbacks, no doubt. Jason Punchin. An understated member of the Blackpool side of the 10-11 season, Jason Punchin was the definition of journeyman when he linked up with Ian Holloway in January 2011. The man has moved clubs 11 times in his career, playing for the likes of Wimbledon, MK Dons and Fisher Athletic. Yeah, I have no idea who they are. After his time at Bloomfield Road, he forced his way back into the reckoning at Southampton, scoring 7 goals in 34 games to force through a move to Crystal Palace. Since then, he's been an integral part of their makeup and almost bagged an FA Cup final winner. At the age of 30, he's finally settled. Gary Taylor-Fletcher. If ever there was a footballer who looked like he did not belong in the Premier League, it was Gary Taylor-Fletcher. To look at him, he looked as though he'd come straight from the local takeaway, having devoured everything in sight. But to be fair, the lower league man did score 5 league goals that season, including what could have been the most important one in their history, had Man United not cancelled that out with 3 more. He didn't survive the cull of 2013, who did, and has since done time at Leicester City, Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall, Tranmere and Accrington Stanley. He's currently the player manager of Bangor City at the age of 36. DJ Campbell. When DJ Campbell goes for 2 million, and really he's only played in Birmingham City's reserves, it's absolute madness. The words of Ian Holloway in 2007, who couldn't get his head around Campbell's big money, yeah, don't laugh, moved to Leicester City. 2 years later, they'd be together at Blackpool. He scored 13 goals in their singular season in the top flight, earning him a move to QPR, where he scored once in 11. Having pretty much blown his Premier League chance, he took in spells with Ipswich, Blackburn, Millwall and Maidenhead United. You might wonder how a man went from earning 25 grand a week to playing for free in the 6th tier of English football inside 12 months. Well, the striker was wrongly implicated in a match-fixing scandal, which almost pushed him to the brink of retirement. And to think he was targeting an international call-up only a few years ago. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and make sure you check out Footy Feed for all the latest transfer rumours and news.